Assalamualaikum. Hi, this is Mr. Jan. Good day, students of Jakarta Islamic School. Today we're going to talk a little bit about dinosaurs and fossils. Fossils are the bones of the dinosaurs from long, long ago that have turned into something that's kind of like stone. And so we'll talk a little bit about who finds them, what kind of dinosaurs there are, and I mainly will today talk about carnivores, herbivores, and the third one, which is omnivores. Now, most of you like the carnivores or meat eaters. They eat meat. So they have dinosaurs like the T-Rex and the Velociraptor. Yes, probably many of you saw this in Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. Very interesting dinosaurs. And then we will talk about herbivores, which are plant eaters. So they mainly eat like leaves, trees, and grasses. And these are kind of like my favorites because they're very big. And some of the biggest I will talk about today is the Brontosaurus and the Titanosaurus, which is the largest of all dinosaurs. And then the end, I will talk about my favorite, which are omnivores. Omnivores eat meat and they also eat plants, so they eat both of them. Okay, so I'm going to show you some photos and some comparison, which is the size difference between humans and dinosaurs. And I will show you some fossils later on. And there will be a fossil quiz at the very end to see if you know which fossil is which of the 6 dinosaurs I'm talking about today, okay? So, here we go, okay?
So, what are you dating, like an accountant now, or
Owen,
ventriloquist?
stop it.
You love a dummy.
This is not why we're here.
You can blame me, try to shame me.
I know why we're here.
I'll care.
A rescue op. Save the dinosaurs from the island that's about to explode.
Those will love you.
What could go wrong?
Blue is alive. You raised her.
Do these animals deserve the same protections given to other species? Or should they just be left to die?
These creatures were here before us. And if we're not careful, they're gonna be here after. You know me. Life cannot be contained. Life breaks free. Life finds a way.
Okay, I hope you liked the photos and the charts showing the comparison of the size of the dinosaur to people like me, a human being. In the charts, the person there that they're comparing it to is 180 centimeters tall, so the same size as me actually. I'm 180 centimeters, right, or 1.8 meters. Now, dinosaurs, we don't have any today except for when you watch them in the movies like Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. But dinosaurs were on Earth from 66 to 245 million years ago. So a very, very long time. Now, when the dinosaurs all died on the planet Earth, they were on the ground, and after hundreds of millions of years, they slowly turned into a material kind of like stone. It's called carbonization, but they turned into stone. And the people who would go and dig them up, right, would actually try to dig them up very carefully. They would use like big picks and dig the ground, and when they got closer or discovered something, they would use like small brushes so they wouldn't damage the stone or the bones that it was made from. Now, the three types, as I mentioned, I'm talking about today is first the carnivore, right? That's usually everybody's favorite, especially for the boys, right? One of the favorite is, of course, the T-Rex, the king of the dinosaurs, right? The T-Rex bones, or fossils, were first discovered in the year 1902. So that's like 118 years ago is when the first fossils were discovered, and then they were dug up and brought to a museum, and they put them together like a puzzle there so people could look at them. And the second carnivore is called the velociraptor. Yes. I didn't know this dinosaur very much when I was very young, but they became very famous with the movies Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. They're a little bit smaller or shorter than humans, but they are very quick and very mean and love to eat anything that moves, right? They're meat eaters, right? The second type of dinosaur, the velociraptor was discovered, the fossils in 1923, so about 97 years ago. The next type is, everybody knows, the herbivore, right? The herbivore is the one that eats plants, and they're usually very large, some of them, even though they have small ones. But the largest of the animals are herbivores, the dinosaurs. My favorite, too, is the Brontosaurus. And the Brontosaurus, the first skeletons were discovered in 1879. And in the photos that you saw earlier, there was 2 skeletons made from fossils there, right? So those were discovered almost 141 years ago, right? The fossils. And the largest of the dinosaurs that roamed the planet Earth walking around was called the Titanosaurus. The Titanosaurus, right? This was discovered actually very long ago. The first ones was in 1828. Wow, that's like 192 years ago, but they are the largest of all the dinosaurs. But those two, the Brontosaurus and the Titanosaurus, were both discovered long ago, and again, those eat only plants, right? Now, the one that people don't talk about much because there isn't too many of them was the types called the omnivores, right? Just kind of like humans, they eat meat, but they also eat plants. So they ate both of them. A lot of the omnivores were very small, but the largest one was called the Dinosaurus. The Dinosaurus. This was actually discovered fairly recently. Until then, they thought all omnivores were small, but they discovered this one in only 1965, so that's 55 years ago. So some of your parents might be about that old, but this one, 1965, is very recent, or it has been one of the lately discovered dinosaurs. And the Ornithomimus, this was one of the omnivores that ate plants and meat, but was of the standard size. They only stood about 120 centimeters tall or so, and they were discovered actually about in 1890. So that's about 130 years ago. So, very interesting fact. And as I said, dinosaurs were on planet Earth 66 million to 245 million years ago. So you won't see them now. But scientists are, of course, just like in Jurassic World, trying to find a way to make the dinosaurs come back, right? But the fossils don't have enough information in it called called DNA. That's the information inside the bones where they could hopefully make a dinosaur again, but they don't have enough information. So, one thing scientists are trying to do right now is actually using a machine called a CRISPR, CRISPR. They are trying to make another dinosaur, but the closest they have, they say, is the chicken. The chicken walks on the back two legs. Of course, it has wings, but that's because it's been changing from hundreds of millions of years ago, right? But they say that's actually one of the closest things, more than the alligator or something, to a dinosaur. So, they're actually using this machine called a CRISPR to try to create a chickenosaurus. A chickenosaurus. So, they said maybe in the next 10 years or so, by maybe the year 2030, 10 years from now, right, that they might have something close to what looks like a dinosaur by using the chicken and mixing it with some DNA that they are able to save from some of the old dinosaurs. So that ought to be a very interesting project. Now, I'm going to show you a video of dinosaur bones. Now, looking at the dinosaur bones, can you figure out which of the 6 dinosaurs the bones belong to? And then at the very end, right after that, have your teacher will pause the video so maybe you can think of the dinosaur bones, what dinosaur name they are, right? You might misspell it a little bit, that's okay. But we'll show you a quick trailer because I know all of you didn't watch Jurassic Park or Jurassic World. So I'm going to include a short video of Jurassic World into this lesson so you can look at that, okay? Okay, so please watch the video of the bones or the fossils that they put together like a puzzle to create the bones of the dinosaur so you could look at them. And then right after that, immediately you'll be watching the Jurassic World trailer. Okay, thank you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the videos of the fossils and the skeletons of the dinosaurs, and you were able to figure out what name each skeleton was, and the video or short trailer from Jurassic World. Now, looking for fossils or the old bones of dinosaurs is very hard work because it involves a lot of digging and a lot of time. Now, the people who dig or look for dinosaur bones are called paleontologists. Yes, a very difficult word to say. But hopefully some of you may become a paleontologist in the future. As I said, it is a very tiring and very hard work, but it can be very rewarding because you might be the first one to find a new species of dinosaur. Now, if you get to discover it, right, you get to name the dinosaur name, right? It can be from a family of another type of dinosaur, but it might be the first of its kind ever discovered. So, I hope you enjoyed the videos and the short lesson that we had on dinosaurs and fossils. And remember, it cannot be made easily like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. It will take many years for them to change a chicken into a chickenosaurus, right? But it might be interesting to see the chickenosaurus when it's done and see how they actually moved about, how they ate and things like that to study. So if you are interested, please make sure you study like paleontology or biology or things like DNA and learn how to use a CRISPR so you can also create one someday. Thank you very much for having me today, and I hope you enjoyed today's little lesson. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.